My friends all knew that I was gay, but they just didn't want to tell anything, so they just waiting for me to come out. So when I came out, they were like, oh wow, okay and stuff. But yeah, it was quite challenging for myself because I had to put up this, I had to put up that, and then to my other family out there, not my mother's side, my father's side, who doesn't know, hi. So yeah, so and then I went to NS also. It was quite positive. I did had some negative and positive side, but the positive side was a lot more. Negative side was very few only. Like people just intend to bully you. I intend to keep up a straight face and stuff like that. But I don't know. Somehow they knew something give away. I don't know. Remember my face lah. Yeah, but something give away. So yeah. So then when I actually POP, then I went to NS. Everybody started accepting me, and yeah, it was quite fun because when you're the platoon commander's assistant, you get to do a lot of things. So yeah, I had most fun, most positive things in me. So yeah.
Okay. The challenges that I face due to my identity, I think would be prior to even realizing about my sexuality during secondary school. It was because it's at that point, it's like you're going through puberty, and it's a situation where everybody is like figuring out who they are, or who they want to be, or what they want to do. But in my situation, it was more like figuring out like how come do I like girls and how come do I like guys at the same time. And I think I wasn't those kind of boys that was like very athletic, I would say. I was just more of the studious kind. I preferred to keep to myself mostly. I preferred to be more into like the arts, or like drawing, or even like D&T and everything, and homicons. So it's like, to them it was, like, oh, as long as you're not like showing signs of like how a typical guy should be, we are like gonna target you. So I would say it was challenging in a sense where the bullying got really bad to a point. It reached to like my parents, but they did not suspect that was the reason why. They just thought it was just like normal, like teenagers being teenagers, that kind of thing, just like normal round of school bullying and everything. But I would say it also affected me mentally because of, teenagers, or even us back then, like they can be really hard on you at times. For example, like the name calling, or even especially if you're a particular race, like you're a minority race in Singapore, it's even more difficult. It's like a no-no for you to be part of the LGBTQ actually. So it's like they not only make fun of you, but they also make fun of you for your religion. They make fun of you for not being what they deem as socially acceptable. So it was really hard. I guess one such experience would be like being called gay by your own supposed best friend at the point of time, just because they wanted to fit into the the cool crowd, being the mold of like, oh, I'm part of the popular group now. And it's like, so it's like, how to say, that was the very first experience that not only did I experience being backstabbed by my own best friend, but it's also like, in a way, it was like, it just opened my eyes to like how society really can be, and how mean people can be to you, to as long as they want to fit in or blend in, and as long as you're not something that they're accepting of, it's like they're not okay with it. But I think in a way, many years later, I kind of understood why he was behaving that way, and actually like found out through a mutual friend of ours that now he goes as openly gay. So I guess it was like maybe a way for him to find who he truly was also, I guess.
So this, how would I say this? There is institutionalized discrimination, firstly. So, there's the right to marriage it's very exclusive. And also there are laws that affect all of us. Sometimes we do not understand how the laws affect us. For example, recently women have had the right to freeze their eggs, but there's so many conditions on that. And one of it is single women cannot use their frozen eggs. So where does that leave queer women? The avenue to even marry or use your own eggs is not there. So definitely there's institutionalized discrimination. But when it comes to personal challenges, and I would say Indian culture in particular, being an Indian woman itself, it's extremely challenging on its own. For instance, in my opinion, the culture is very fixated on women's sexuality. And there's always this idea of a woman should not even think of sex unless it's for reproduction after marriage. So those are very challenging in its own self. But also when you add sexuality to that, that's a whole different level. Like, I don't even know where you would start with this conversation, honestly. But again, apart from the institutionalized discrimination or challenges within culture, one of the biggest challenges would be, of course, a personal challenge, which is to gain acceptance amongst families and peers. I would say, I've never felt something was wrong with me. I always felt like the world was not ready for people like me. So I consider that something that I'm very fortunate with. And I've, even with religion, I've never felt excluded, which, it's a huge issue. But that's definitely the challenge, is to that fear of wanting to be accepted. But I would say that I'm more at peace right now. And, if you do not accept me for who I am, then I think it's more of a reflection of you than me.
So I was raped when I was 15. So that was my first ever obstacle, I guess, in terms of sexuality and being who I am. So I was raped by a family friend when I was 15. And that was also my first suicide attempt. And looking back at it, it's almost 15 years since it happened. So yeah, it was interesting to see how I have developed, how I've changed over the years. I'm not gonna say that it was easy to accept it. I always thought, why me? Why was I the one? Why did that person choose me? But I guess to answer the question myself, there is no answer. Yeah, I cannot justify the reasons behind a person choosing to rape someone, but I can choose how to move on from it. So it took me years. It took me a good 7 to 8 years to finally accept it, and I forgive the person who did it. But I tell myself not to forget. I take it as a challenge to live better than what I was previously. So yeah, so that was my first obstacle.
The challenges I faced in school, when people got to know, they were like, when I was younger actually, I started from primary 6, so from primary 6 they were like, they stopped talking. Some of them they stopped talking, some of them they were a bit nosy, so they want to know what this means, and some thought of it as disgusting. So, and in secondary school, some understood, some they tried to be, they say I'm also the same, but actually they have no clue, and they try to be funny lah. Then when I get older, workplace actually I don't tell in workplace about all this. I just do my work and go home. So in workplace nothing much. So as friends in school, yeah, there is these challenges. Yeah, there are challenges.
The discriminations that I have felt or went through, right? It wasn't much growing up as a teenager. In school it was okay. I didn't have much going on because I didn't come out yet. Like my close friends knew, so it's okay. But when I became an adult, when I stepped into the medical line and you're out there are a lot of judgments when it comes to that. You are, the moment when somebody's social account through somebody else's social account and somehow they find out about you, they do take a step back. There is judgments, there are comments, there are sometimes quite rude behavior, but we have to learn how to cope with it and be professional. So in the beginning it was really, really bad, where I will actually get really affected and I'll call Reka and I'll just, go rant about it. Then I came to a point where, why is it that I have to go through this when everyone else has peace at workplace? I deserve that peace of mind as well. And then I started to step and stand in and voice out for myself. I have to remind them that this is a professional workspace, so let's just keep it professional. It's okay if you're not my friend. We are here to save lives, so let's put it all aside and just focus on our patient care. So I think the day when I stepped up is when I had peace. Yeah, but yes, it was a tough journey. It was quite a hard journey, but yeah.
Okay, first, the biggest discrimination I get is, oh, you're so desperate because I am pansexual. So apparently, if you're pansexual, you are desperate because you are sexually attracted to everyone, all genders, everyone, So some people, they don't really take it as, oh no, I'm gonna respect your sexuality. No, they actually tell me straight up to my face like, oh, why you can't find a boyfriend? Oh, you can't find a girlfriend? Oh, this, that. So sometimes it hurts my feelings, but other days I just don't really give a damn. So that's one of them. Then mostly is within myself actually. Because of Singapore's LGBTQ laws, it sometimes, like, I would think about my future. Like when I'm alone, I'll just be thinking like, hey, what if one day I'm in love with a girl, or maybe with a transgender, or any genderqueer or anyone, and I'm not able to get married and have that normal family life in Singapore. Like sometimes I'll be thinking like, oh, what if I'm not gonna get that? So must I really marry a man? That within myself, discriminate myself, like maybe I should just be pansexual, but maybe I should just love a man. I don't know, like sometimes these kind of thoughts will eat me up, but I choose not to focus on them so much, because rather be happy, so I try not to. Other than that, family, not much lah. As I say, some aunties, uncles, they'll judge you, they'll look at you like, oh, you have the haircut. Oh, I had a lecture, 2-hour-long lecture by my aunt to tell me not to be a lesbian. So that says a lot already lah. Yeah.
Okay, in work-wise, yeah, I have gone through some discrimination as being soft, and for manhood, you have to be brave and strong, but I'm being very soft. I couldn't handle some of the heavy stuff, so like, why you are being very sissy, you can't even carry these kind of things, for easy things all you're being scared. So this kind of discrimination I went throughout in working life. Yeah, being normal, like for a guy, it's like they'll be masculine, strong, and they can handle things by themselves. That's why they have a say where guys will go for work and bring out to family, where ladies will be at home and take care of the family. So, but then me being not masculine and not that strong enough to do certain thing in workplace, where people really judge me, where their mindset, it's like guy means they have to do this kind of thing, they can't do this, but for me I couldn't handle that thing, so they make comments. And plus, like, for being soft, and maybe if I hear the thunder sound or what, I'll be like, oh, scared, that kind, where guys really don't do that. And if I can't handle certain kind of stress, I will cry out there, where normal guys, they don't show it out. So these are the kind of signs that being soft, in my perspective. Being soft as a man, I think everyone have that part of being soft. Even guys, there are some guys being a straight line, they couldn't handle some stuff, they will cry it out. I think it's not wrong being soft. Yeah, there are a point of time you will break down and cry.
Being LGBTQ is not easy. Being LGBTQ in Singapore is definitely not easy. Growing up, we are made to feel alone and even abnormal at times. Starting from schools, there's a lot of struggles that each and every single LGBTQ child faces. Due to a lack of positive media influence in TV shows, in movies, a lack of awareness and education in schools, especially the dated and regressive sex education that we receive, that does not even acknowledge the presence of LGBTQ people or their relationships. Each and every LGBTQ child struggles a lot growing up in Singapore. At this stage of my life, where I would like to get married, settle down, have children, I cannot do most of these things because of the regressive laws. Besides not being able to get married and have children, I cannot open a joint bank account with my partner. I cannot buy a HDB house. And I cannot even be recognized as the legal next of kin in case my partner were to get hospitalized. Because of this, most of the LGBTQ people in Singapore feel like somehow we're second-class citizens without even the basic rights. Thankfully, I did not have issues finding a job or issues at work because of my identity, and for that I'm blessed, because I know many people who do.